Hello and welcome to Patriot Stadium. My name is Dylan Orren-King, here to watch your Wayne Hills Patriots take on the Clifton Mustangs. So Hills, coming into this game, they're currently 6-4-1, and sure, it's a good record, but they definitely could have done better over the season. Of course, we are going into the later stages of the season, and these games are now going to be a lot more important. And, I mean, if we can't see them come out with a win, then things are going to get very upsetting very quickly. But currently, they're going up against Clifton, who currently is 6-6. So this should be a team that they are able to take up on and hopefully should be able to beat out in the end. But for right now, let's take a look at some of the season leaders in their positions. So currently, right now, we have Livia Solicoli with 60 saves. And personally has been a really great goalkeeper for this team. Has really stood out so far. Great on defense, and I mean, frankly, has done great things for her team. But you go on the offensive side, and you have Brooke Alexander with 7 goals on the season. And frankly, that's amazing. For any individual player to be able to put up that much effort, then frankly, that's really amazing for one player to do. And at the same time, you also have players like Jenny Knudsen with 3 assists and 1 goal. You also have Marissa Caccitti with 1 assist, Emma Lombardi 1 assist. And then you've got plenty of other players around the bench and also that will be starting that have done their own significant things for this team. And the next time that we come back, the game will be starting. And welcome back. Currently, Hills sitting at the number 4th seed. Clifton sitting at the number 5th seed. And joining me in the occasional talk-in will be Mr. Hittinger, who will give his input on some of the plays made by this Hills team. This is looking to be a very competitive game for Hills, as of course, these teams are very close in record and in seeding, so we'll be able to see if Hills is able to hold its own. Clifton will start with the ball. And let the games begin.
We are underway.
Hills getting early possession. Just trying to maintain it through good passing. Running down the left side of the field. Crosses it over. And that could have been an early goal. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to head it in. But Hills coming out so far early in the game, looking very strong. But Clifton has possession now. Let's see how they respond. Possession taken by Hills yet again. Bad pass that makes it out to Clifton. Clifton now with possession. Clifton with the throw-in. Crossing it out to the middle of the field. The ball is just going to roll out of bounds. And possession will be given over to Wayne Hills. Hills is throw-in. Taken by Clifton. Let's see if Clifton can push it up the middle of the field. I know they're trying, keeping it out more towards the right side, but they do have one person open down the middle. Here's the extended play, finally getting into Hills territory. Shot wasn't on goal. It was a slow one either way.
Dylan, just a quick injury update. I talked to Sam Graff earlier today. She has concussion-like symptoms. She's hoping to be able to play in Thursday evening's senior night matchup against Passaic Valley. That'll be at 7 p.m. here at Wayne Hills. And then hopefully if they can win today, she would love to be playing in that county semifinal game. It's a tough loss for the Patriots not having her on the field. She was extremely disappointed today.
Yeah, Samantha Graff and Laura Lassen both unfortunately injured for this Wayne Hills team. Both very significant players for this team, but they do have some very excellent backups, so we'll see if they can make an impact today. A lot of contact on the left side of the field for Clifton, but Hills is going to retain possession. And Hills has really come out starting on offense and just trying to keep their momentum. And let's see if they can turn it into a goal. Hills is thrown in pretty deep into the Clifton side of the field. Attempting a cross. Not able to make it to the middle of the field and is going to be sent straight out of bounds. Clifton will have possession. Sorry, never mind. Hills will have possession. Not able to get the hitter. And Clifton just trying to get the ball out of their box, and they're Hills just kicking it straight towards the goalkeeper. That's going to be an easy pickup. Punt straight down the middle. Picked up by Clifton, but sent out of bounds. Rebounding off the Hills player, so Clifton will have possession. Here's Clifton's throw-in. Pass goes straight to a Hills defender. And Hills going to lose possession of the ball. It's going to be turned straight back over to Clifton. A good throw-in that goes straight to Hills. But Clifton is able to retain possession. A bad cross up the middle. It's going to go straight to Hills, but Hills is going to get it straight back as soon as it enters their side of the field. Hills now with some space to drive it up the field, but they're going to send it straight into the middle. Marissa Caccitti unfortunately going to lose possession of the ball. And the whistle is going to be blown. That's going to be a foul on Hills. Clifton with the free kick sent straight down the middle. But the ball is going to roll out of bounds off the Hills defender. And Clifton is going to regain possession. Nice throw in taken by Hills, but Hills is still trying just to fight for possession. They've had possession for most of this game, and it's surprising that they haven't been able to score based off just how aggressive they've been in this game. But let's see if this time they're able to get something going. Cross in the middle. Takes a shot. Wide left. Just barely curving away from the goal. Clifton with the kick. Let's see if they're able to retain possession. They're not. And it's going to be given straight back over to Hills. The throw in. Natalia Iota trying to fight for possession there, but just wasn't able to get it away. Ooh, a Meg there. Let's see if Hills can go for the breakaway. They can't, but they're still going to retain possession of the ball. An attempted pass that's going to end up in a Hills corner.
Not quite sure why the goaltender went for that. Looked like it was clearly going wide, and instead of letting it go out of bounds in a goal kick, now you've got an opportunity for the Patriots to score.
Well, it almost happened to Hills, too. We saw our own goalkeeper dive for something that was going to go wide right, but just unfortunately, it looked like she happened to get a hand on it. It's going to be sent straight out of bounds. And Clifton is going to get possession of this ball. Clifton sends it back in. Keeps possession. But a Hills defender going to get a foot on it. Sends it down the right side. Almost had some space for the shot, but a Clifton player is down. And she is going to get straight back up. The kick. Retained by Clifton. Going to get cut off by Wayne Hills. Running it down the right side, passing it towards the middle. Unfortunate pass there. It gets taken by Clifton, but Hills gets it back, takes a shot, and actually rolls off the Clifton defender to go straight out of bounds. Actually, it looks like they're going to give the ball back to Clifton. Clifton takes the kick. Retained through headers by Clifton, but Hills is going to get a foot on it. Tries to set up the middle play. Almost had a shot there, but it's going to get sent straight out of bounds, and Clifton is going to get the ball back.
Tell you what, Dylan, I'm really impressed with how the Wayne Hills Patriots are pressing Clifton. Clifton has only had the ball in Wayne Hills territory for those first couple of minutes. They got that one quick shot on goal. Other than that, Wayne Hills has been able to contain. We haven't seen the ball past the 50-yard line. So this is a great job keeping pressure up by Wayne Hills early, taking a lot of shots from about 20 to 25 yards out as finally now Clifton's going to get it going the other way. But Wayne Hills has had some tremendous shots on goal early, so we'll see if they can put one in the net and capitalize on it.
Well, you know, it really shows how talented this Wayne Hills midfield is if they're able to keep the ball on their side of the field and really just trying to sort of, at least football-wise, pound the rock. I mean, but obviously this Wayne Hills midfield is very talented, and they're just able to keep a lot of ball retention, as Hills is currently running it down the left side of the field. It is going to get picked up by the Clifton goalkeeper. But they're going to lose possession very fast. They could set up a play here, but it is going to get taken away by the defender. But here's the thing that I was wondering. We were talking about how good this Wayne Hills defense has been on of course, defense, but The one thing that I'm wondering is, eventually, what's going to happen is Hills is going to lose ball retention in a very bad place, and I wonder how they're going to stand up to the Clifton counterattack. And we sort of saw it there as Mr. Hinger was talking, but I just wonder how they're going to stand up. And now we can sort of see it in action as the ball is going a little bit more and more into Hill's territory. Some nice passes up the left side for Hills. See if they can get a good cross in. Clifton defense just going to send it straight back out. That's going to be a throw-in for Hills. So far taking the throw-ins, number 20, midfielder Emma Lombardi. Only 1 assist on the season, but is a very big defensive player for this team. Sent straight out of bounds yet again. And Clifton just clearing and clearing all of these attempts to get on goal by Hills. There's the cross in the middle of the field. Hills just couldn't connect with it. A long shot, but it's going to go straight into the arms of the Clifton goalkeeper. So far today, she's had a lot of action. Hills has been very aggressive so far, pretty much as we've seen all game. In fact, they get another chance here, running it up the left side of the field, trying to cut towards the middle. Cuts out again, takes a shot, and that's going to be a goal. Hills puts the first score on the board. And 25 minutes, 30 seconds in, Hills is going to go up 1-0. Brooke Alexander, their goal leader, currently taking that 7 goal scores on the season, moving it up to 8. And a great shot on goal at that, cutting through 3 times just to put the ball in the back of the net.
.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Wayne Hills takes it 1-0.
Clifton now on the offensive. Let's see how long it lasts. Because his midfield and defense has been pretty stellar so far. And Hills immediately takes it back. And actually could set up a pretty good play here, but looks like Clifton is really trying to fight for possession now and trying to just move up the middle of the field. Passing it out to the right side, back towards the middle, takes a shot. The Hills goalkeeper just able to stay on the ball, but Clifton able to take back immediate possession. They are going heavily on the offensive now. But Hills is going to be able to push back in a counterattack. Sending it right back up. Brooke Alexander on the ball yet again. Able to pass it towards the midfield, but no Hills player able to get to it. Clifton pushing up the middle of the field, but a bad pass leads to Hills regaining possession. Sent right up the right side of the field. She has some room to run, but an unfortunate pass is going to lead to it getting picked straight back up by the Clifton goalkeeper. Long kick. It's going to run straight out of bounds, and it's going to be a Hills throw-in. Emma Lombardi looking for the throw-in. Gets a Hills player. Tries to switch it down the middle of the field. Clifton defenders sort of letting it go back to Hills, but regains possession in the midfield. Hills defense there was some strong play. And currently running it up the left side of the field. Brooke Alexander cuts back, takes a shot.
Wayne Hills in these first 18 minutes or so has done a lot of short passes. Again, in that, we'll say, if you're looking at the football field, between that 35-yard range up to that 15-yard range, they've had some great communication between the girls. Coach Rayberger really focuses on the little details, and not, a lot of teams are going to focus on your shots, and the girls are definitely going to be their game time shots are obviously a big part of the game, but he knows that if he can tire Clifton out with a lot of the back and forth, get these girls to run a lot further than they want, then he's not going to need 5 or 6 goals. He's only going to need 1, 2, 3 at the most. Clifton's not a huge goal-scoring team. Wayne Hills this year also not a tremendous scoring team, but they'll tire their opponents out. Good communication. If they can cut out the mistakes, which they've done so far today, they're gonna probably hold on this 1-0 lead, or if they can put another one in.
Well, if there's one thing you could say about Hills, talking about that, I mean, one word would be consistency. Just constantly, at least for this game, pushing into Clifton's defense, constantly just trying to tire them out, and then eventually breaking forward with Brooke Alexander and scoring a goal. Long kick out to the left. Possession going straight back to Hills. Looking for a pass down the left side. Looks like a foul is going to be called. And Clifton will be taking a free kick. Here's the free kick. Down the middle of the field. But Natalia Iota putting constant pressure. And Clifton is going to get a free kick.
Tell you what, another one of the big reasons why I think Wayne Hills has dominated time and possession is that I'm looking at a lot of these Clifton Mustangs girls, and they're not moving. They're staying pretty stationary after their goaltender is making the goal kicks, and Wayne Hills is just beating them to the ball, and at this point, they're the more physical team as well. And again, there's another example there. Hills defenders coming up and preventing Clifton from making a charge.
Well, it almost makes you wonder, because you look at some of these Clifton players, and, some of them do look maybe about even a foot taller than some of these, some of our own Hills players. However, it just looks like our Hills players are playing with a lot more strength, a lot more speed. And because of that, as we were talking about earlier with consistency, it's just one of those things that is just allowing us to keep going. Clifton regaining possession is going to get pushed out, and Hills is going to have a throw-in. Solid play on the left side of the field. Hills retaining a possession. Some nice passing going on for Hills, but is going to lose possession to Clifton. Very unfortunate, as they were in a really nice position there to move the ball down, maybe put some more points on the board, but very unfortunate indeed. Clifton regaining possession on their right side of the field. It's going to be knocked out of bounds for another Hills throw-in. Here's a throw-in. And it's going to be cleared straight out of bounds yet again. Looking for a pass down the field, looking for the cross. And it's going to unfortunately get out of bounds before she can make a cross towards the middle of the field. Free kick taken towards the middle of the field. But Hills takes possession down the left side. Takes a shot. Little wide left. Just a little bit more right, and that actually could have been a goal. But you know, something we've actually seen sort of develop now is that Clifton will take the goal kick, and then Natalia Aliota, number 13, will always be there in the center and just rush over to get the ball.
We also want to remind everybody that Wayne Hills and Clifton will be playing this Saturday in the boys soccer semifinals. So the Clifton's the top seed in the boys tournament. And Wayne Hills just defeated Lakeland last Saturday. 2 games ago, they had they had tied with Lakeland after 2 overtimes, but they got a 2-1 victory this past Saturday, and so they have their ticket booked to the semifinals, and that's being played at Clifton. And they'll be taking on the number 1 seed Clifton, 3:30 this Saturday afternoon. So the girls are also trying to book their ticket today for the county semifinals. Of course, they would play the top seed, Wayne Valley.
Yeah, you know, you actually look at Wayne Valley's record. They're 11-4. They're leading the conference, and honestly, they've been doing amazing. But both these teams, both Clifton and Hills, do pose a significant threat, and whoever makes it out of this game is only going to look even better. Hills on the left side of the field, crosses towards the middle, but is going to get picked up by the Clifton goalkeeper. Passed out to the right side of the field. And look at the aggression by Emma Lombardi to get the ball away. Brooke Alexander's on a breakaway. Ooh, and just almost able to score if it was only angled just a little bit more.
Clifton defense just a little too aggressive there. Instead of playing back, charging for the ball, it's an all or nothing risk, and it almost allowed for a Wayne Hills goal.
Well, I mean, Brooke Alexander was on the breakaway. She definitely could have made it there, but unfortunate play. But Hills is going to have another throw in. And Clifton just sending it straight back out for another. You know, those throw-ins have just become the thing to expect, at least for Wayne Hills right now, as they've just been constantly just trying to throw it down into the middle of the field or more up towards whatever side of the field they're on, and just trying to find a way to just chip through this Clifton defense, as they've been doing effectively so far. And as soon as the ball comes onto Hill's side of the field, it immediately is going to get sent back by the Hills midfield. But it's Clifton's throw-in. And let's see if they're going to look for the breakaway. Hills just trying to move the ball. It's going to be another throw-in for Hills. And just throw-in after throw-in after throw-in of, you know, Hills trying to make a play, but Clifton just denying it. And a substitution currently for Hills, number 12. Mercica City is going to come off the field. And we've seen her quite a bit become a playmaker for Hills. And currently number 14, Beza Bayazkin, coming out of the field for Hills in the midfield position. And now it's Clifton pushing up the middle of the field, takes a shot, but it isn't going to get past Hills' own goalkeeper.
Liv Sicoli has battled some injuries earlier on in the season and is completely healthy for this game. And she had a rough bout in last year's county semifinal game, which was played at PCT, and it significantly affected her then for the finals. Good to see her healthy and that she's actually in the game for this county quarterfinal matchup.
Well, you know, it's got a lot of significance for not only everybody on this team, but probably her most of all. And, you know, she's coming to this season. I mean, she has 60 saves. That's a high number for really anybody, but Clifton on the breakaway towards the left side. It looks like it's actually going to be a corner for Clifton. And this is really the first time we've seen Hills that a time that could actually, Clifton could put some points on the board. But let's see if Clifton is able to score here. Here's the cross. And it's going to end up going straight out of bounds for a Hills goal kick. Hills sending the ball down to the right side. But getting fought off possession. Clifton is going to take it back here. And now it looks like, although Hills has possession, now it looks like Clifton is just really getting pretty aggressive here. And, I mean, they pretty much got a taste, and now they just want to go all in. Hills gets another throw in. Sends it to the middle of the field, but is going to get picked up by the goalkeeper. Pretty unfortunate. Had a chance, but just isn't able to capitalize on it. Hills trying to regain possession, but it's going to get sent straight out of bounds, but Hills is going to get the throw in. If you take a look at Hills' position right now, they've got pretty much all of their defenders really up in the field. And I mean, even Liv Sicoli is pushed very far up the field. And if Clifton gets possession and is able to send it back, they might actually be able to capitalize on that situation. But unfortunately, they're just not able to hold on to possession of the ball for very long. Trying to dribble it down the right side of the field. Gets cut off. A lot of contact, and that ball is going to go straight into Clifton possession. And Clifton going to get the free kick. Hill's going to get possession on the left side of the field. And at least for right now, it's just been going back and forth and back and forth, with Hills and Clifton just fighting for anything they can pretty much get their hands on. Thrown for Clifton. Sent towards the middle of the field. Hills is going to get it back, but immediately is going to be contested. Whistles are going to come out. It looks like it's going to be a free kick for Hills off of the foul. Hills could set up for a goal here, but let's see what they're planning to do. Here's the kick. And it's going to go straight in the hands of Clifton's goalkeeper. Now Clifton on the counterattack. They might have something going. Liv Sokoli pushed up in the field. It's going to clear it for Hills. But Clifton is going to set up in a very offensive position. And Clifton loses possession. And the whistle is blown. Clifton will take the throw-in now. Sends it towards the middle. Not going to where she was targeting, but is going to retain possession. Tries to take a long pass, but just isn't able to get it. And the Hills defense just effectively clearing the ball. And number 16, Bree McMillan, currently in on the throw. And straight out of bounds, yet again by Clifton. Able to dribble past the Hills defender. Looking for an opening, and they might have it here. But the Hills defender is just going to cut it straight out of bounds. But the ball is going to end up going into Clifton's possession. Thrown for Clifton. Retains possession. Takes a shot. And it is off target. Hills will get the goal kick. And now is allowed to attempt to go back on offense. A low kick and just a tiny mess-up play by Hills is going to give Clifton back possession. And Hills is going to regain possession back in the midfield. But Hills needs to go back on offense. I mean, really, we've been seeing Clifton sort of take over the game later with 3 minutes, 16 seconds left until the half, but Hills needs to sort of step back into at least what they were doing earlier in the game. But the Hills defense is stepping up. You know, nobody on coverage for the Clifton midfielder who was able to get a clean possession of the ball and able to try to set up a play, but ball's going to send straight back to the Clifton defense. Roll straight out of bounds for a Hills throw-in. Hills looking to make a play. Hills has a potential here down the left side of the field, but it is going to be kicked out of bounds, and that is going to be a goal kick. So they have potential for the counterattack, but really isn't able to do the damage that they needed to do. Goal kick with 1:30 left on the clock. Hills retains possession in the midfield, trying to set up a play as the clock is winding down. Find someone open. And the slide tackle is actually going to send it out of bounds. And Hills will have the corner kick here, but let's see if they can set up a play that'll be able to score before the clock runs out. Decent cross. But one of Clifton's midfielders is going to clear it just in time. Hills has the chance for one more play. Sent down towards the middle of the field. Hills has a chance. Trying to break away. Tries yet again, sends it down towards the middle. But the Clifton goalkeeper is just going to keep a hand on the ball. And the clock is going to run out.
At the end of the first half.
And that'll be the first half. Wayne Hills Patriots up by 1 against their Clifton rivals, who currently will move into the second half. And I will see you then. Hello and welcome back. My name is Orren-King, and welcome back to this Patriots versus Mustangs matchup. And so far the score 1-0 in Hills' favor. And we'll be moving on into the second half. So to start off the first half, Hills was pretty dominant, at least offensively, and defensively they were stellar. But towards the last 10 minutes or so of the first half, we saw that Clifton got a lot more aggressive and started putting a lot of pressure on Hills. And we'll see if that carries over into the second half, but hopefully it will not, and this won't turn into a bend or break situation. Hills will start off with possession of the ball.
Wayne Hills has the first possession in the second half. We are underway.
And gives it immediately back to Clifton. Hills pushing down left side. And the shot taken, but it was off target, goes straight to the goalkeeper.
That was the Patriots' bread and butter at the first 10 to 15 minutes of that first half, and it allowed for a 1-0 lead, the only goal of the game thus far. And I think after that halftime, girls are able to get a breather here and be a little bit more precise with their passing. They were not as precise in those final 10 minutes of the first half. Clifton, as Dylan said earlier, Clifton was able to finally take possession for a surmountable amount of time. But Wayne Hills girls should be rested up, and a 1-0 lead. I really, truly think, Dylan, that if they play as tight as they played in the first half defensively, one other goal would seal the victory here. But we'll see.
Well, hopefully that's the case, but we will have to see. I mean, there is 30 minutes, or 38 minutes on the clock, as, I mean, the second half just started, so we've got a lot of game to go. And the tides could turn in anybody's favor. Cross attempted by Hills, but it just sails out of bound and will end up going for a goal kick. Sent down the right side. Hills fighting for possession. Pass towards the middle. And that's Emil Lombardi, number 19, fighting for possession. And the ref actually calls it in Clifton's favor, though it did clearly look like it hit off a Clifton player. They're going to call it in Clifton's favor. That's a little bit strange. Well, Clifton took the throw-in. They'll maintain possession, but Natalia Leota able to show off some strength there and muscle the ball off the Clifton midfielder. Sicoli just able to clear it off the field of play. And a Clifton throw-in that's going to end up possibly going to Hills, but not able to retain it. Hills able to get possession there off of a bad pass by Clifton. But unfortunately, Cassidy's pass just not able to get picked up in time. And Clifton might have a breakaway here, but unfortunately just not able to maintain it. And a foul is going to be called on Hills. It will be a free kick for Clifton, but Hills so far has been pretty good on defense, so we'll see if Clifton can get anything going off of this free kick. Quickly taken by Hills, sent straight down the field and just clearing it away.
That's what I've been emphasizing, Dylan, the fact that the Wayne Hills players, and we're seeing it again here in the second half, are quicker to the ball. They're receiving the kicks. They're pivoting well. They are a lot of the Mustangs defenders look a little bit frazzled when they get the ball. They're not sure where to go, and that's from that constant, precise passing back and forth, almost the feeling of a swarm coming on the defender and not being able to get a good handle of it. A turnover results. Wayne Hills is able to get the ball right back.
Well, I mean, it's just Hills being more effective in the setup and just constantly looking to make plays both offensively and defensively. The ball sent straight out of bounds for Hills' possession. Hills is throwing. Hills not able to come away with anything, but Hills able to take a possession away from Clifton. And Brooke Alexander trying to take a shot. Unfortunately, just is going to roll its way on the ground and roll straight into the arms of the Clifton goalkeeper. And Clifton right now trying to set something up. They're going to cross it into the middle. I mean, Clifton's doing their part. They're setting up exactly in the way that they need to. Just that this Hills midfield and defense is just able to almost read it like a book and frankly just stop anything that Clifton is trying to do. And a great job by Sokoli to just pick up the ball and send it straight back for the Hills offense. Unfortunately, they're going to lose possession. And foul is going to be called. It's going to be a Clifton free kick. And they could set something up off of this. But Hills yet again just able to get straight to the ball. That's another foul call, but in favor of Hills this time. And this is Clifton looking for the breakaway, but yet again, Hills' midfield and defense just trying to break everything up that they try to attempt. Now it's Hills on the counterattack. They could have something here. But the whistle is going to be blown for the ball going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be a drop ball here. And Hills yet again retaining possession, but sending it straight out of bounds to go right back to Clifton. Thrown for Clifton as they retain possession, but Hills immediately steals it away. Sending it down the right side of the field. Is Mia Lombardi fast enough to get there? And it is going to be a Hills corner. And And now Hill's in a very good position to score. Let's see if they can knock one in. And unfortunately, just not able to create anything there. And Clifton will get possession. But, I mean, frankly, Hills doesn't really need to score. They just need to wind down the clock and just really contain this ball. Whistle going to be blown there for the foul on Natalia Aliotta. If you paid attention there was a little bit of a flop, a little bit of play acting there, but you know, in this game you have to sort of play it up if you want the cards to come out. Marissa Cassidi trying to just get it away from the Clifton midfield as they're going to take the ball back.
Every time Clifton's trying to work it inside, it seems like the Wayne Hills defenders, and this is a good thing here, are stepping in towards the ball and making that quicker cut. And that's why we haven't seen any really breakaway chances thus far for the Mustangs.
Well, your best example of what you're talking about just happened right there. I mean, you see the Hills defenders step up, cut in, and trying to just break up the play as much as possible. And Sicoli tried to kick it away, but the ball is going to end up in her possession. Now Hills could set up a counterattack here. But Clifton unfortunately able to pick it up. They're going to clear it away. Hills will regain possession of the out of bounds on Clifton. And fighting for possession here on the right side. Dribbling past some defenders, trying to get a good cross in, but not able to find anything. As Clifton is going to clear it away. And now Clifton on the counterattack, but is going to get stepped in. But just restarted yet again by Clifton. Let's see if Hills can put an end to this. Nobody open for the cross. And the Hills defender is just going to clear it away. And that is the sort of counterattack you really don't want to see. And the sort of counterattack that could possibly put points on the board. Clock will be reset to 26:30. It's adding 15 more seconds. The time now 26:30, of course, and now counting down. Hill's still up by only one score. There's a pretty good clear by the Hills defender. And Natalia Aliotta able to get a pretty strong tackle in. And now Hills has a breakaway opportunity. Is going to get shook up by the Clifton defense. And that ball's going to go straight out, and it's going to be Hills' Hills' possession. Takes a shot. Wide right. Very unfortunate, but no goal there.
Time of day also that shadows may become a factor for these goaltenders. And so your main goal, I guess, is for either team is you want to control, you want to keep it in the other team's zone. I mean, you always want to do that, obviously, but especially now, if you can work some corners or work some shots from about 15, 20 yards out, you got a good shot at catching the goalkeeper not ready. And now Wayne Hills will have a chance to score here. A corner upcoming with about 24 minutes to play in the second half, clinging to a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'd say less of clinging. I'd say more of sustaining at this point. I mean, Hills is just fighting to keep that 1-point lead, and they've done a pretty effective job at this so far. But Clifton on the counterattack. And Clifton just pushing further and further into Hills' territory. But Hills able to take it away. Tries for a very long pass down the field. Finds Mia Lombardi on the left side. Takes a cross. And gets wrapped up by the goalkeeper. Very solid attempt there. Hills taking down the left side of the field. Rolls straight out of bounds for a Hills corner. And Hills yet again in another position to be able to score. Here's the cross. And almost able to go in. But it's going to be another corner kick for Hills. And it's a header for a goal. Hills able to put up another goal, making it 2-0 with 21 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Looks like it was number 7, Courtney Root, for the goal, and that's going to be our 6th of the season. And we've seen Brooke Alexander score, and now we've seen Courtney Root goal, or score a goal. An amazing corner.
21 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second half. Patriots take a 2-0 lead on a goal from Courtney Root.
And now if you're Hills, you just mainly want to prioritize defense, but if you're Clifton, you want to start going way more on the offense. and start maybe to flood the box. Now Clifton marching down the left side of the field. And a big defensive tackle by Bree McMullen. Now it's Hills moving up the middle of the field. Unfortunately gets broken up there, but they have possibly another shot. Now it's Clifton with some open field. Trying to break away. They might be able to here. Down the left side, tries to cross it in. Just not able to make it. Now it's a Clifton throw-in. Let's see what they can get started on this. That's Natalia Leota. Another pass. Gets caught up. Now Clifton on the offensive yet again. Crossing it down the middle. Actually, probably should have penned a pass out to the right. Could have run up the field for just a couple more yards before needing the cross, but decided to go for a kick up the middle there. Now Hills back on the counterattack. Not able to get any very far, but Hills yet again just becoming more aggressive and aggressive as the clock is winding down. 18 minutes, 36 seconds left and counting. But Hills could be defensive here, but they're choosing instead to mainly go the more offensive route. And a foul is going to be called. It's going to be a Clifton free kick. Hits a Hills player. Right in the back, and looked like it stunned her for just a little bit. Now Clifton with possession. Hill's able to come away with it for the counterattack, but just not able to get anything started. And that's a foul on Clifton. And it will be a free kick for Hills. Makes a line drive and is going to get picked up by the goalkeeper. Clifton trying to make a play on the left side of the field, but it sends the ball out of bounds. Right now, Hills just trying to break up as many Clifton players as they can from the ball and just trying to stop their push at almost every shot they get. Hills on the throw-in. And Hills just playing super aggressively, both defensively and offensively. Brooke Alexander almost had a breakaway there. And Emma to Mia Lombardi for the pass. Tries to get it out to Brooke, but just not able to really keep possession. Mia looking for a cross. And Clifton is just going to clear it away. "14 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock. Hills is up. Score 2-0. And Hills currently putting a lot of pressure. And Hills will be setting up for another corner. Now they scored off their last one. Let's see if they can replicate those events now. And Hills just stacking the goal. There's the cross. Headed. And almost goes in. Very good header, very good attempt, but goalkeeper's able to pick it up. And Hill's just going to let it roll out of bounds so they can go ahead with the throw-in. Now Clifton with possession. Gives it away to Hills. Good clear by Hills. And at this point in the game, I just wonder, do you turn the aggression down? Apparently not. The ball is just going to roll straight out of bounds. But you really have to wonder, you know, there's only 12 minutes, 46 seconds left on the clock. Do you really need to be this aggressive? But it is a good point that you keep the ball out of your side of the field and you'll never have to worry about a goal on your side. But still almost worrisome enough, the fact that there could be a counterattack that could put a goal on the board for Clifton. And in fact, they're pushing right now. Takes a shot that's just going to roll straight out of bounds. And it's going to be a goal kick for Sokoli. Takes the kick. A nice pass up the right side that just couldn't be picked up by any Hills player. And Clifton will have possession. And a great tackle by Natalia Aliotta. Something we've seen her do pretty much all game. Hills running down the left side, looking for a cross. Almost able to make it. Annoiuncers with the ball. Fires one off. And just gets picked up. Possession for Clifton. Ball rolling down the right side of the field. Clifton trying for the cross, but Hills just being super aggressive and able to break it away. Now Hills with the throw-in. And 3 substitutes coming on for Hills. It actually looks like Brooke Alexander, who scored the first goal for Hills, will actually be coming off. Hills with another throw-in. Crossing it towards the middle. At this point, you just have to wonder, is Clifton being aggressive enough to really be able to come back in this game?
Clifton's just been very sloppy, especially these past few minutes. They're not planting their feet down to get in front of the ball, not controlling before they're passing, and that's what happens in a county quarterfinal game when you're down 2-0 and you're rushing things. You need a goal badly, and Wayne Hills has kept their composure really since the very beginning. They've limited turnovers. That's been a big reason why they have a 2-0 lead right now. We've talked about the timely passing, but the lack of turnovers, of course, as I'm speaking, there is a turnover, a wide open net. Clifton cannot capitalize. But with 8.5 to go, Patriots seem to be in control of this game.
And just a really bad shot, just a whiff that goes straight over the net. You know, if this were football, I might have made a decent field goal, but unfortunately, just not able to capitalize on the potential there. But Hill's getting possession back, looking for the counterattack. And the whistles are going to come out. And Clifton trying to start something here off the free kick. Takes the shot. Not going to get it. Just going to fly straight into the arms of Sicoli. And clears it away. And Hills actually regains possession. They might have a chance here to create something. Creates a chance. Yeah, this is going to be a looks like a goal kick out in the tackle. Could have been called for a penalty there. Now it's Clifton with possession, but they immediately give it back to Hills, who then immediately gives it back to Clifton. After a heavy tackle by Mia Lombardi, that's going to be a foul and a free kick for Clifton. They could set something up off this, but they're not going to be able to. As Natalia Aliota just able to get it right in front of the ball, and Hills just sends it away. Now it's Clifton looking for their next chance. Running down the left side of the field. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. And thrown for Hills. Heavy tackle there by Clifton to regain possession, but goes straight back to Hills. Clifton losing possession again. And just not able to put up anything consistent against this Hills team. At least in this game so far, but with 4 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock, they're not really going to have much. It looks like a Hills player down.
I'm waiting on him.
It looks like there will be a Hills player down on the field. Yeah, and we're going to come back once the game gets started yet again. And we will see you then. And welcome back. Injured player, unfortunately, was Marissa Cassidy. Key midfielder for this team, and will be the third injury, unfortunately. The game will continue. Hills retaining possession. Ball did not roll out of bounds. Is going to get cleared by Clifton. But with only very close to be 4 minutes now on the clock, you really got to wonder, does Clifton have a chance to legitimately come back in this game? Look at the aggressiveness by Courtney Root. He's able to immediately step in against two separate players and just force the ball away. Now Hills with a chance. Tries to make a cross, but it is going to be cleared. The ball is going to come back for Hills. Let's see if Hills can make a play here. They have the possibility. Takes a chip.
Well, if the Patriots hold on here, looks like they will. They will be taking on the top seed in the tournament, Wayne Valley. And they lost to Valley earlier this year. So not only would vengeance be sweet to just defeat their crosstown rivals, but also knock off the #1 seed and advance to the county finals. Should be interesting.
Well, I think should be is an understatement. I think it will be interesting. But, I mean, Valley right now, they're 11-4, and they are a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they've been playing amazingly so far over the season. Of course, the first seed. And frankly, they're just a very terrifying team to go up against for any team, but a crosstown rivalry match that could send Hills to the finals. You know, I don't really think you can get much of a more important game for Wayne Hills than this. Now actually looks like a flop for Clifton, trying to even try to get a penalty to be able to score, but it's not going to work. And with 1:25 left on the clock, the chances of this game going in any way in Clifton's favor are pretty much dashed with this. And the clock finally hitting a minute. And at this point, I'd say it's pretty much done and out. I don't really think there is a chance for Clifton at this point, especially with Hills just retaining possession and just keeps pushing the ball forward. Very confident at this point. And they just need to keep passing it around and just making sure that, you know, there aren't any big mistakes or any injuries. But the Hills players know they can pretty much just wind the clock down. And I mean, we've had some great plays here. Brooke Alexander with the first goal of the game, which was an amazing goal, which has now set her up for 8 goals in the season. And then we have Courtney Root, who also had 5 goals on the season and currently has 6 now. And the game clock is going to wind down. The game is over. Hills will take the win and is going to move on to play Wayne Valley, the first seed, in a hometown rivalry game in Valley. And so far, it's been a very entertaining game here for Hills. And hopefully, we will be able to see them come out the victors of the Valley game as well. My name is Dylan Orren-King, alongside 2 of our best camera crew. And we will see you next time.